Kebabs, architecture, music, and chicken curry. For the longest time, Lucknow was celebrated as the culture capital of North India. But is the city of Nawabs becoming a serious economic powerhouse? A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. I'm Ritwika Gupta, and tonight we are bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Lucknow Springboard. We'll put a spotlight on Lucknow's business ecosystem through a panel discussion that will highlight how the city is blending heritage, innovation, and ambition. Joining me in this panel discussion are Jayant Krishna, former CEO, NSDC Senior Fellow, Chair in US India Policy Studies, CSIS, Dinesh Goyal, President, Indian Industries Association, and Prateek Rastogi, Founder and CEO, Better Nutrition and Greenday. I think I'd like to dive straight in, and my first question would be, to you, Mr. Jayant. Now, UP has about 17 major cities, 75 districts, and Lucknow is contributing about 17% to the overall UP GDP. I know it's not leading, but it is probably, I think after Noida, I think 5 to 10% if I'm not wrong. I just want to know, how is Lucknow really redefining itself from being an administrative capital to maybe an economic powerhouse?
So fundamentally, if you look at Lucknow is a city which has almost all the amenities, all the infrastructure components which a metro can boast of, and yet it has the cohesion and harmony of a small town, right? Yeah. So people working here in lesser salaries, they can have a life king size, So the cost of operations of companies goes down very substantially. Let's talk about the technology industry, where I have spent a lot of time as a part of the Tata Group, which is IT itself, IT and IT-enabled services. 2 mega units are already in Lucknow. The TCS unit is here, HCL unit is here. And there are a whole lot of MSME units, which function here. So I think any sector that you look at handicrafts, handlooms, textiles. There's a hub of chicken curry, zardozi, tukdi, and all those works. And no marriage trousseau anywhere in the country of a girl gets complete unless you have at least a few dresses which are made actually in Lucknow. And tourism. Last to not the least is. Lucknow is, is as a city, I think it truly deserves to be a UNESCO World Heritage site, World Heritage City. Because it has the Imambadas, it has the residencies, the best testimony of the first war of independence, which the Britishers called it as the mutiny. You have in the form of a residency. You have the world's biggest hall, which has been made without, steel or wood. It's there in Imambada. World's biggest labyrinth is here. In the same structure. You have Rumi Darwaza, you have, Ghanta Ghar, which is the highest clock tower in the country. Let's face it, since independence, how many chief ministers even knew what is the GDP of the state or GDP of the city, right? The chief minister here has set up a department, a full-fledged department backed by a consulting company which has almost 80 people helping that department, which has set up its office here, and the name of the department is $1 trillion economy, right? I think the only area where we need to improve is our ease of doing business has to improve several notches. It has improved vis-a-vis what it used to be, but I think it's still a long way to go. I'm very hopeful, I'm an optimist. A lot of good things have happened, a lot of changes have happened, but we clearly have a long way to go if we have to emerge as the country's #1 GDP state.
Absolutely, and I really love the energy and the positive outlook. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Dineshji, I want to come to you, just extending that thought. ये जो $1 trillion का सपना है, right, by 2030, tell me, which sectors are you most bullish on? Which sectors have the maximum potential for growth in Lucknow, in UP?
आपने बात करी सेक्टर्स की, तो देखिए सबसे पहले तो कोई भी सेक्टर्स हो, they have to be very competitive, effective, efficient. So their productivity and lean management comes into play. So a lot of hand-holding in this area for micro and small industries is still required. And for that also we need some aggregators who can really support them, and some sort of a policy like a deemed export policy, maybe from the state, which works well for the small manufacturers, micro manufacturers, because they are pretty scared. They lack in confidence. Basically, because they are not aware whether their quality is in conformity with the requirement of actually the quality is poor or good. The quality ends when it is in conformity, but they are not clearly aware of it. तो इसके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वहाँ पर उनके लिए कुछ एक्सपोर्टर्स और कुछ एग्रीगेटर्स इस पर काम करें. So non-polluting industry like very important is IT sector. Not only specific to any particular big group or somebody, something like a software technology park for the SMEs, where whatever we have to do, like I said about lean. तो lean में सबसे बड़ी requirement आज की डेट में data management and digitalization की है, where we get the right support and we are able to work on the data की उसकी efficiency हम कैसे workout कर सकें. तो digitalization at every nook and corner is required. तो उसके लिए we need that right type of techs here, right type of hands जिनकी हमारी को ज़रूरत है. और इसके अलावा conventional businesses like यहाँ पर जो lifestyle goods हैं या आपका जरी ये है चिकन है या इस तरह के जो गुड्स हैं उनको हम लोग कैसे डिज़ाइन सपोर्ट्स दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि अभी तक तो कन्वेंशनल डिज़ाइन चल ही रहे हैं. लेकिन व्हेन वी बाय समथिंग फ्रॉम आउटसाइड से हैंडलूम मशीन, दे गिव अस 5,000-10,000 डिज़ाइन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. यहाँ पर दे लुक सच सपोर्ट हेयर, डिज़ाइन सपोर्ट आर नॉट देयर. तो उनकी आउटरीच बढ़ाने के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम लोग उनको वो सब टेक्निकल सपोर्ट्स दे सकेंगे जिस पर वो काम कर सकते हैं. इसी तरह से हम लोगों का जो सेक्टर्स है MSME में, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सेंट्रल स्टेज जैसे जैसे पॉपुलेशन एक्सपेंड हो रही है इज़ फॉर एवरीथिंग लाइक कल्चरल और एजुकेशन और हेल्थ और IT, बट पेरिफेरी अराउंड 30 or 40 किलोमीटर रेडियाई, that is very important for the industry to work. So this is what I am trying to see can be the sunshine sectors here.
Fantastic. Prateek, I want to bring you in here. Now, as the founder of a startup, and for those who are not aware, your co-founder is Ms. PV Sindhu, which has garnered national visibility. And what I really want to know is that what is it like for a young startup founder in Lucknow? You know, what is working, what is not working perhaps? Can you truly call Lucknow, you know, a hub for innovation and startups, or is the action still centered around, you know, say Noida perhaps?
We are extremely proud and we're extremely excited for whatever we are building as an entrepreneur based out of Lucknow. I'm super glad for the fact that out of all the cities that I could pick, I chose Lucknow to start my entrepreneurship journey. Of course, I belong to this city. But now over the last 5 years, our company, our brand Better Nutrition has gone on to lead one of the foremost agri-tech movements of the country. We work on cutting-edge agriculture sciences like biofortification, nutrient enhancement at the agriculture level, and we take along with us almost 20,000 farmers of the states. Almost 7 different MSMEs work for us, and 50 people of this state are employed with us. We have investors from 4 different countries who have invested in our journey. We have athletes, super icons like PV Sindhu, Master Chef Pankaj Badoria, who become brand ambassadors, investors into our company. So that is the kind of shift or change that at least we have been able to bring about, and we represent almost the journey of various other startups who are either here or will be coming in the years to come. So Lucknow is definitely, it's in a great spot. Whatever Bangalore achieved in tech, in fintech over the last 20 years, that a city like Lucknow will achieve in food, agriculture, health tech over the next 20 years.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13, and tonight we are bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Lucknow Springboard. Listen in to the panel discussion. Mr. Jayant, I have a different sort of a question for you, and I think you have sort of spoken about it earlier, but Lucknow is known for its heritage, for its food, for its chicken curry, the textile, architecture. I want to know, are we doing enough to leverage that soft power to turn it into a sustainable economic opportunity?
See, vis-a-vis what was happening earlier, I think we are leveraging it better. But are we leveraging it enough? My answer would be no. I think we again have a long way to go. I mean, see, a lot of cities have good monuments, right? I mean, Agra can boast, Delhi can say that, we have far bigger and better monuments than what Lucknow has. But what many other cities do not have, a lot of intangible components of heritage, right? Chicken curry, zardozi, tukudi, ari, this kind of work that happens. Look at food, right? I mean, for a lot of things, components of tourism, people will contest that, oh, my city is better or this city is better, But for food, nobody even contests, right? Everybody says that Lucknow is foodies' capital of the country. All these things put together can make, our pitch for, tourism, heritage to be exploited for tourism has to go, to a different level altogether. So we are not talking about Lucknow, Imambada or Residency. We're talking about the historic city of Lucknow as an entity. So I think, clearly there's a case that the city fascinates and it's a delightful entity for anybody who comes here. Lucknow की बात है तो शेर क्यों ना हो?
किया जाए.
न जिसकी लखनऊ के लिए वो बोलते हैं शहरयार साहब कि न जिसकी शक्ल है कोई, न जिसका रूप है कोई, एक ऐसी शय का क्यों हमें अज़ल से इंतज़ार था. तो ये इस शय का इंतजार कर रहे हैं and as opportunities come, I'm sure they will all make a comeback to Lucknow. But as I said earlier, it needs to be, productized and packaged well and promoted well for this to happen. Changes have already started happening, but I'm sure, in 10 years time frame, you'll see Lucknow emerge as one of the top 5 tourism destinations in the country.
Fantastic, and I can totally agree with that because this is my first time here in Lucknow, and the moment I landed, I saw that words, those words, "Muskuraiye aap Lucknow mein hai," and that had a smile on my face. So it was something different. You don't see it often in other cities. But I have a fun question for all three of you. It's a common question. Say if you were stuck in an elevator with an investor who is outside of Lucknow, what would your 30-second pitch be? Why should they bet on Lucknow today? Like one-liner pitch. Let's start with you, Prateek, perhaps.
It's two things. One, a city like Lucknow is an excellent place today to test new businesses. So if you're trying to find a product market fit for your startup, you want everything in one geography. That's a mix of urban, rural, digital, traditional. You want all of that in one place together. Then that's Lucknow for you. And all of this at a phenomenal cost. Perfect place if you're wanting to launch a business.
Very interesting. Dinesh ji?
So confidence is something which is generated here. The type of law and order and the type of pragmatic governance we are getting, that is one thing I'll invite them for. Okay, here your investment is safe, whatever it be.
Very interesting. Mr. Jayant?
So, the fact is the name Lucknow brings passion to the hearts of people. It has a class of its own, which is far beyond the obvious, right? So I think my pitch would be 3 factors that they must consider. The cost of production here, the total cost of ownership of a business investment here will be very low. The social, infrastructure and the cultural equity of the city would be second to none in the country. And third is, especially most businesses, be it manufacturing, be it services sector, need a certain customer centricity, right? Customer centricity comes so naturally in the people belonging to Lucknow. Mehman Nawazi has been an integral part of the city, right? So these 3 things would make an absolutely terrific business case for anybody to invest in Lucknow.
Well, investors, I hope you're listening. But Dinesh ji, coming to you, I want to talk a little bit about the MSME sector, which you have spoken about. But what do you think is changing, in terms of access to finance or market linkage or, digitization? How has the space evolved for MSMEs, over the years?
State has reacted very well to these challenges which were before especially the younger entrepreneurs. And they are definitely soliciting the participation of younger entrepreneurs as much as possible because when we see India as a holistic view, we find India young and their career is large. They have long way to go. So looking at that, whatever policies are coming in terms of, say, connect with digitalization and connecting with the younger entrepreneurs and MSMEs are very enthusiastic about getting reforms and policies very expeditiously. And whatever we are thinking, maybe we are putting before Invest UP or anywhere, we find that those policies keep flowing, keep coming in, say, months' time, which were never taken in years together. So this is very encouraging, and it is working like as a catalyst for us. So there's a pragmatic shift in our thinking, and MSME is reacting very well to it.
Absolutely agree. Prateek, now you are at the, or rather your business is at the intersection of agriculture, technology and wellness. And we have like a lot of other newer, emerging sectors that are coming up, right? But tell me, when we look at the talent pool in Lucknow, are they equipped with the skills, or do they need to sort of upskill themselves, especially because we are living in the age of AI and things are rapidly changing. So what is your take on the talent that's available here?
So Ritwika, as I started off, our business works right at the intersection of cutting edge agriculture science. We are able to increase nutrients in crops. We are able to build nutrient testing infrastructure across the entire value chain. And we are also able to market our brand Better Nutrition in like more than 400 cities by just being present in one city. And all the team is, people either from Lucknow or people who went outside and wanted to migrate back, Ghar Vapsi, back to Lucknow. Sure. It's all of those people. So the talent is definitely there, and it's not just for sales or marketing, but even for deep tech, kind of work. It's also there. The talent is still raw. It still needs some more structured nurturing, I would say. Okay. For the talent, there is ambition, but still on the other hand, sometimes we see a certain lack of ownership mindset or core problem solving kind of an approach towards the business. And a lot of it is to do is with the fact that some startups are present, but most of the traditional businesses are still working with the employees on a typical salary, kind of a model. But all of this it's a challenge, but it represents a big opportunity for startups who can come and attract that kind of a talent and take the people along with them, because that's the missing link here. It's also the biggest opportunity.
Dineshji, I want to come to you. Now, you spoke about confidence. I picked up that in a few of your answers as well. What do you think entrepreneurs in Lucknow need the most today? Is it capital, is it confidence, or is it connectivity?
I think we have everything. May not be in abundance. We have everything here. Mm-hmm. But confidence is one thing which leads. Money can be created, borrowed, and it can be worked out as much as there are a lot of possibilities. And connectivity, Lucknow is well connected in terms of whether it is railroad or relations or air. And I think confidence is one thing which can come with, I would put it this way, like confidence comes with the connectivity. I would not call from the market point of view, but from the consultant point of view, yes, it is very relevant. So we need streamline us and handhold us for this. So I think connectivity and confidence are two things which are definitely needed in these terms.
Mr. Jain, do you agree? I mean, especially when we talk about connectivity, the infrastructure, all that's happening, the corridors, the metros, the redevelopment of, the Gomti River, and a lot of things, that are taking shape. Do you think this is going to have a tangible impact on Lucknow as a city?
Yeah, it would surely have. The fact is, UP is a landlocked state, right? So that you can't change. You can't create ports here, right? And, but Lucknow, UP is the state now which has the highest concentration of expressways, right? No other state has as a huge concentration of expressways as UP has, right? So I think that connectivity and what, the areas that I highlighted earlier, lot of areas of the economy which are doing well. I think Lucknow has already emerged as a very, very significant transportation and logistics hub in North India. And thanks to these expressways, the time it takes and the money it takes for the goods to reach the ports or other states in the country has reduced quite a lot, right? So I think all these things put together, I'm sure a challenge for UP used to be that goods used to take much longer time and the cost used to get added to the product itself because of transportation. That has reduced and the entire process has become more efficient and relatively more seamless than what it used to be.
Right. Prateek, coming to you, you have also created a brand that is purpose driven. I want to ask you, what would your advice be for entrepreneurs, who are looking to build something similar to yours, with some purpose, perhaps some social impact, but at the same time, something that's sustainable as well economically?
My only advice, and I think, we've been building it also this way, it's that either purpose or impact, it cannot be like an afterthought to your business. It has to be the core fabric of who you are as an entrepreneur and what your business does. It has to be ingrained into your product streams itself. So, for example, for us, we create these biofortified food products along with the farmers. So, for every product that we sell to an urban consumer somewhere, it has a direct impact on to a local farmer who's sitting here in UP. So, that's my only piece of advice.
Right, and as we are wrapping up this wonderful discussion, your closing remarks with one last common question. If you had to describe Lucknow in 2030, what would that vision look like, and how do you think that would also contribute to India's growth story overall? Prateek, let's start with you this time.
I am a genuine believer in this, and I'm generally rooting for this, like how Sir was saying that, people of Lucknow, we are deeply rooted into culture and tradition, and we may have more empathy than some of your other counterparts. And because of that, I genuinely feel that the kind of startups that are going to emerge out of here will not be just purely fintech or mobile apps or just tech startups. We will be building genuine products which solve real world problems for not just India but for Bharat. And we will be building all of this with conscious innovation that is empathetic to the people and the infrastructure of the state. So taking people along. So by the year 2030, how we know of Bangalore as probably the tech capital of India, we will know of Lucknow as the conscious innovation capital of India.
Mr. Jayant?
So you said 2030. I have every reason to believe, and I'm an optimist, that Lucknow should become the 7th highest GDP city in the country, and that too 7th largest in terms of GDP, but among the top 3 in terms of quality of life it offers to its citizens.
Fantastic. Mr. Dinesh?
2030, though not very far off, but I see skyscrapers here, and younger. Lucknow, I see younger because a lot of younger people would be deployed and coming up, and I see it kicking, very kicking and going. Because why I see skyscrapers? Because tehsils are going to be stronger, and encompassment of agricultural land would be, for urbanization will be reduced. So definitely our urban way of looking at things would be changing in these times. Because as you rightly said, a lot of new startups, new things would come up, the new vision will come up. So nice.
Fantastic. On that note, on that very, very positive note, thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us here today on ET Now Leaders of Tomorrow, Lucknow Springboard. I think our viewers will have a lot to take away. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all our panelists and for this fantastic panel discussion. And with that, it's a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.